German sedans are some of the finest cars ever built. The engineering is world-class, the interiors are gorgeous, the driving experience is unmatched. But none of that stops them from losing money faster than almost anything else you can park in your driveway. A BMW that cost $100,000 new is worth $35,000 5 years later. A Mercedes flagship that's stickered at $140,000 can be picked up for under $50,000. The badge stays the same, the value does not. These are 10 German sedans that are practically worthless in 2026. Number 10. The Volkswagen Arteon. Volkswagen tried to build a premium four-door fastback to compete with the Audi A5 Sportback and the BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe. The result was a genuinely handsome car that nobody bought. The Arteon was discontinued after 2023 because sales were too low to justify keeping it. A new one started in the mid-40s. Used examples from 2021 are already in the low 20s. The Arteon drove well and looked sharp, but it was too expensive to be a Volkswagen and not prestigious enough to be an Audi. That identity crisis followed it straight to the used market. Number 9. The Audi A6. The A6 loses roughly 69% of its value over 5 years. A $65,000 sedan, worth around $20,000 by the time it reaches the second owner market. Leasing dominates this segment. Over half of BMW and Mercedes sales are leases, and Audi is not far behind. Every 3 years, a tidal wave of off-lease A6 sedans floods the used market, and all that supply crushes prices. Add timing chain issues on older supercharged engines and expensive electronics repairs on newer models, and independent ownership becomes a gamble. Number 8. The BMW 5 Series. The 5 Series follows a nearly identical depreciation curve, losing close to 69% over 5 years. You can pick up a lightly used one with under 30,000 miles for about a third of what it cost new. The lease cycle floods the used market just like the A6. But the 5 Series also carries expensive out-of-warranty maintenance. Replacing a transmission can run between $5,000 and $10,000. When the iDrive system, the adaptive suspension, or the head unit fails on the newer generations, you are looking at repair bills that make the monthly lease payment on a new one seem reasonable. Number 7. The Mercedes E-Class. The E-Class loses around 45 to 50% over 5 years, which is actually the best retention on this list. But the sheer volume on the road drags values down. The lease return cycle dumps thousands of 3-year-old examples onto the market every quarter. The previous W213 generation had reliability concerns that made used buyers cautious. The new W214 generation launched with a controversial design that divided opinions. When buyers are unsure about the new model, demand for the outgoing version drops instead of rising. Number 6. The Porsche Panamera. The Panamera loses around 46% over 5 years, which sounds almost reasonable until you consider what these cars cost new. A base Panamera starts around $112,000. The Turbo SE hybrid pushes past $200,000. 46% depreciation on a $200,000 car means losing over $90,000 in 5 years. That is more than the total purchase price of most new vehicles on the road. The first generation was widely criticized for its styling, and those early models trade in for $20,000 to $30,000 now. The 911 barely depreciates. The Panamera falls off a cliff. Number 5. The Audi A8. The A8 is Audi's flagship, and flagships across every German brand share the same problem. They cost a fortune to buy and almost nothing to resell. A new A8 starts around $96,000. The A8L with a twin turbo Vive 8 engine pushes well past $100,000. 5 years later, values land in the mid-30s. The A8 goes head-to-head with the BMW 7 Series, the Mercedes S-Class, and the Porsche Panamera. But it has always been the quietest member of that group. It lacks the cultural cachet of the S-Class and the driving reputation of the 7 Series. In the used market, that anonymity translates directly into faster depreciation. The data on this channel shows that over 80% of you watching right now are not subscribed. That means you are showing up for the content, but the algorithm has no reason to show you the next video. If you have made it this far, you clearly care about making smart car buying decisions. Hit subscribe so you do not miss the next one. Number 4, the Mercedes CLS. The CLS invented the four-door coupe segment back in 2004. But pioneering a segment does not protect resale value. The CLS was discontinued after 2024 as Mercedes folded that market into the redesigned E-Class. Discontinued models almost always accelerate in depreciation because buyers worry about parts availability and future servicing. Used CLS models from 2021 are already trading at barely half their original sticker price. The CLS was always a niche vehicle with lower sales than the E-Class, which means fewer buyers are searching for one on the used market. Number 3, the BMW 7 Series. The 7 Series depreciates around 65% over 5 years, which on a car starting above $100,000 means losing roughly $65,000 in value. That is one of the highest dollar depreciation figures of any sedan sold in America. The current G70 generation divided buyers with polarizing split headlights and oversized kidney grills. The 7 Series also carries some of the highest maintenance costs in BMW's lineup. Air suspension repairs, the twin-turbo V8, and complex electronics all scare away second and third buyers. Number 2, the Mercedes S-Class. The definitive luxury sedan loses roughly 50 to 60% of its value over 5 years. On a car starting around $120,000 and optioning past $170,000, that means losing $80,000 to $100,000 in half a decade. Leasing accounts for a huge percentage of S-Class transactions. The technology moves so fast that a 3-year-old model already feels a generation behind. And the maintenance costs for air suspension, active body control, and twin-turbo engines make used S-Class ownership a commitment not everyone is prepared for. Number 1, the Mercedes EQS. The EQS is the single fastest depreciating German sedan you can buy right now. An IC Cars study found that the EQS loses nearly 48% of its value in just 1 year, shedding an average of $65,000 from its original sticker price. That is not a 5-year figure. That is 12 months. The EQS started at around $105,000 when it launched. Used 2023 examples are now trading in the mid-$50,000 range after just 2 years. The EQS was supposed to be the electric S-Class, the flagship that proved Mercedes could lead in the electric era. Instead, it became a cautionary tale about what happens when a 6-figure electric sedan hits a market where the federal tax credit just disappeared, interest rates are elevated, and buyers are shifting to hybrids instead. The hyperscreen interior is unlike anything else on the road. The range and ride quality are genuinely impressive. But brilliant technology does not pay your car note, and right now the EQS is hemorrhaging value faster than any other German car in production. So what is the takeaway? German sedans still offer some of the finest driving experiences on 4 wheels. The engineering, the interiors, the way they eat up highway miles, none of that changes. But engineering excellence has never been a defense against depreciation. Every single car on this list loses at least 45% of its value within 5 years, and the worst offender loses nearly half in just 12 months. If you want to enjoy these cars without losing your shirt, buy used. Let someone else absorb the first owner hit. Pick up a 3 or 4-year-old example at half price. The leather does not know what you paid for it. If you want to see which German cars actually hold their value, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.